Hello everyone, welcome to my home. It's Charlotte here. Come on in. Let's get a little crafting done today. I was speaking about Cori and her scrap clusters, I think in a couple videos before this one. And I just thought today, let's make some. And this is what I was talking about doing. They can have any scraps, any ephemera, anything on them that you want. And if you've watched my previous video or two before this one, then you'll know I had put some of these in. I think it was the third signature for my Medieval Mirage, and they look really great. They make good tucks and just kind of interesting on a page. But what I wanted to do this time, and you don't have to sew them. I've sewn these, but you don't have to sew them. I think the reason Cori sews them is she uses very little glue, but obviously if you don't want to sew them, just use more glue to make sure that they're all down the way they need to be. And what I did is I started to have a play with some bags today, and you can see this, they've not been tea dyed. I went ahead and used some Tim Holtz Distress ink and some of the oxides, and we're going to do that today. That's why I've got this craft mat out, and this is what I came up with. So I took 3 of the bags, played around with the oxides and the ink, and then added 3 of the I'm calling them Cori scrap collages, or Cori scrap, whatever. Anyway, they're Cori things. And I will put her YouTube channel in the description box, because she does a lot of playing around with scraps. So you really never want to throw anything out again. So we're gonna make 1 or more of these bags today. I just pulled 2 oxides, a green and a rusty hinge. And I have this because I know there's a terrible glare, and I apologize for that. I know it's right here, and I'm going to see if there's any way that we can do this. Let me see if I can make that just a little bit smaller. If there's any way we can do this where you don't have to deal with the glare. So I just came across these bags, and for whatever reason, I didn't feel like tea dyeing them. I couldn't even tell you where. I'm sure they came from a shop in Etsy, but I'm not sure where. So I think what I'm going to do is this first, and then we're going to get on with making our little clusters. So all I'm going to do is just take some oxide, and because I kind of want it vintage looking, I am going to use the rusty hinge. And then I've got my spray bottle, and we're just going to dip our bags into this until we get the color that we want. And you're going to see, there's nothing to this. You can drag it through just however you like. And the oxides, once they're dry, they're on there. Water really shouldn't bother them at all. So that is 1. And because we don't want to waste any of our paint, our ink, not paint, but our ink, we are going to use up the rest of this. And I do have a heat gun by Tim Holtz, and it's pretty quiet. So we're going to give that a try today and see how that works. Let me get this out of here. I should really have a tag over here, because then I could have used the rest of that ink. But that's okay. So we're going to try this heat tool, and hopefully it won't be a nuisance to you. So here we go. I know when I watch Tim's videos, he's always using the heat tool, and he never has an issue or a problem speaking while he's doing it. So I was thinking this might be a great alternative to the regular heat gun that just is so noisy. So we're getting dried here. And I think what I might do, because we're going to come back and add that green, I think it's sage. We're going to put these aside to finish drying, and let's go ahead and create one of our little collage snippet thingies. One of our Cori collage snippet thingies. And if I do it on top of this, you won't get the glare because we've got to come back to the mat. Any kind of scraps, all scraps, anything that you have. I literally got in my trash to pull this out because this is really, really old paper. And I thought, well, that's perfect. So you kind of want a base. This has a sheen to it. This is from a vintage page that was in the Medieval Mirage. And so keep all of your little tiny bits. And I think we might use that. But one thing that Cori does is she lays it out, and when she gets it the way that she wants it, then she goes ahead and glues. And I am finding, I tried that. That didn't work so well for me. I like to put a couple pieces together, and if I like the way that looks, then I tend to get the glue out and just go for it. So you have to find your way of how you want to do this. See what works for you, and then just have a go. But you can see that it's just scraps. It's scraps that maybe normally like these that you would put in the trash. And they can be straight edges, torn edges. It's strictly up to you and what you like, what you prefer. And I think I'm going to put that there, and we will see if I end up wanting to cover it up. It's really early in the game. I've not tried this with cardstock, but I don't know why that wouldn't work. Cardstock should work. Now see how I'm pulling this little bit off? I am going to speak for Cori, but my guess is she would say don't throw that out. Keep that. It's a good piece. And also another thing that she does when she does these scrap collage snippets is that she likes to distress as she goes, where I will create the whole thing and then I will distress it afterwards. So that's a little bit different in the way too that we're doing things, but do what you like, do what you think looks good and what works for you. And we want them staggered. And I did want this piece in here, so I think I am going to, I really like the look of this vintage piece of paper, and I want it on here. So let's play with this. Put that there like that. And then we want more. That's not enough. So what would happen? Ooh, ooh, ooh. See, just by playing around, we have a little bit of blue here. We have a little blue here. And that works. That looks really, really good. So let me see if I can recreate that without that hole. See how that just came? Look at that. I mean, yeah. And then we don't need this. We can tear this off and reuse that somewhere. That looks great. I am very happy with that. But there is, for me, this piece is big, and I think I might have to rip some of that off. You know, there's no rules. It's just going along. You do what you think looks good. But I do want this to overhang. I just don't need it to be. I think that's better. But it needs something. And I don't know what, but it needs a little something. I don't know if any of you have seen this. Somebody sent me some Happy Mail and it had this as packing, which is just the coolest stuff. I've got a whole basket of this and I need to find a way to use that. And you know, one of these, this might be perfect in one of these scrap collages. I've got a lot of it and I really, really like it. So let me see. This just needs, maybe it just needs a bit of this. Just right here. I think so. So we can see that, and I am going to put this on here. And like I said, I'm not going to stitch it, so I am trying to be pretty generous with the glue. And that, I'm really happy with this. I think this looks good, but we could keep going, layer and layer and layer. But I'm going to distress this piece here, and then we're going to put a Tim Holtz flower on it. And I pulled out a couple, and then we'll go back to our bags. And then I also, stick around, because at the end of the video, I pulled out the index card that will be the giveaway, probably Friday. I'm guessing the way that I'm going with this next index card that it'll be Friday. So I want to show you that at the end of this video, so you'll see what's out there. So that's really pretty. So let's put something. You could put a piece of fabric on here, lace on here, anything like that that you like. I was going to throw this out and I just put it in the pile and thought no, because you just don't ever know. Same with that little bit. Not so much. I did pull a couple blues and I like that. I think I like that better. What do you think? There is a darker one. I know that you're yelling at me. You're like, which one? I think I'm going to go with this one, guys. I am just going to go around this just a little bit. This one, and I'll tell you why I chose this one. I chose this one because the old vintage papers are showing, I think, more than if I used this would cover up more. And so I really, even though this one is darker and it looks good, I am going to stick with that. I'm going to put that down with some Fabri-Tac, and then we are going to go back to adding the green to our bags, and we will make another one of these. And I'll see if I can incorporate that packing material, and then we will attach this to the bag so you can see what that looks like, because these are just so cool. I mean, this is just neat. It's a great way to use up scraps that you probably would have thrown out. I have no doubt that these are scraps I never would have kept. So it is the shabby shutters that I'm going to, the oxide that we're going to put on here. And once again, let's see if I can keep the glare off. Let's put our jewelry, and I still have this giveaway. I still haven't decided how to do it, but we're gonna do it. So we've got that. We have our water. And then our bag. It's so pretty. What I love is you never know what you're going to get. And with oxides, once you dry the one color, the other color will stay on top, and you get beautiful layers. Just pretty. So let me wipe this up. Let's dry this just a little bit, and then it can dry on its own while we go and create another cluster. That's what she calls them, scrap clusters, I think. And then we are going to add Vintage Photo Distress ink on top of here just to give it that aged look. Okay, I'm gonna let that be and then see if this can kind of dry on its own while we go and create a little bit more here. So I've got this guy, I don't want to lose that. I had pulled, kind of would like to use that. Maybe that. Let's see. Kind of like that. Let's tear that. Put that down. We still have to distress our other one. We haven't done that. And you can see I left these edges the way they were. I did not tear them. And then here's some of that here's some really dark tea-dyed paper. Speaking of tea, I made myself a cup. And you know, if you have an idea for something and you don't like it, you just move it around. Just go ahead and move that all around. Let's see if we can do something with this. Let's check this out. It really is just plain. Seeing what you can do with that. And I'm not liking the lines of this at all. So I think I'm going to put that away and say no on that, because I'm not liking what it's giving me. Let's play around with that. This is going to be really big because I left this piece pretty wide. I think what I'm going to do is cut this a little bit. I don't like the sharp edge of this. And I think I'm going to bring this in. Let's see what happens. Yeah, I like that better. I don't like this sharp edge. Soften that just a little bit. Stagger this. Just get an eye of where we're going. Put down some glue. We use this. And then put this maybe like that. But you can see, I mean, you could just sit in front of the TV and just do this for hours. Just take your scraps with you. Let me see, I did bring over, I just want to make sure I like that. I did bring over, I don't want this to be too small. We could add another piece right here, and I do like that. So see, you just layer and build and do whatever you think looks good. And then, let me check this out. The edges on this are just, they're so hard that I think that is what my issue with this is right now. I just think this is the coolest thing, and I really, really like it. I just need to cover it up. I don't know, that's kind of cool. Let's do this. What do you think? Let's go ahead. And let's use this. I'm never going to get comfortable with it if I don't try it. And then that can cover that edge right there. And I think what I'm going to do with this is I am going to put the distress ink on it before I put the flower down. Really like this green right here. Or maybe a label. Let's see. Let's play with a label. Let's see what we've got, guys. I've got some floral labels, and I couldn't even tell you where I got them. You could have that sticking out like that. You could have that like that. I think we'll do that. That looks really good, doesn't it? So let me put this down, and then let's go back to our bags. Give this just a minute to dry. Let's go back to our bags and kind of play around with the Vintage Photo Distress ink. So let's see, are we dry? Nope, we're still just a little bit wet. So let me put the heat tool to this for just another minute. A little bit wet right there. This one I think is good. So what I want to do now is the same thing with the distress ink that I did with the oxide. And I am just going to add some on here. with some water. And I think I'm gonna just drag this through. Just like that. That looks good to me. Let's see what we get here. And then we can always come in. You can add more if you want more, or less, or don't add any at all. You can add another color, a third color. We have to dry this. And then we can come in with our Distress ink and our brush. And we can add more, we can add less. But you can put as many colors on this as you want. So whatever colors you're after. I think I'd like this to look just a little bit more vintage. And I am going to turn this off, and we're just going to deal with what we have that's not completely dried. We'll blot it on our towel. We've got this look here. And now we're going to come in with our Distress brush, and like the water spots a lot. And there's a way to get those water spots too if you want more. But that's another video. So let's just come in and just muddy the waters just a little bit with our vintage photo. Not a lot. I don't want to lose the green, and I don't need this to be really vintage. That's not what I'm after. Let's just distress this one a little more than the other, and you can see the difference. See how the color changes? Do you see this? Move my hand out of the way. You can see how the green stays green, but it gets darker. I shouldn't say green, I should say shabby shutter, because that's what it is. And then if we really come in here, see the difference compared to what we had. Do you see the difference with the vintage photo? Look at the difference. And but you can still see the shabby shutter. You can still see the rusty hinge. Just do a little bit here just to show you. See that? You can still see the green, but it gets very vintage looking. So I'm going to stop that one as well. And because we are done with the water, and now we want to play with our tags, and I don't want you to have the glare, I'm going to pull this mat back so that we don't have to deal with this anymore with this video. And if you don't mind, I'm going to take a sip of my tea, which I have right here, in my beautiful mug. And yes, I do have a Meyer lemon from the garden. So we want to distress these clusters. I did distress this one. I did not distress this one. I will distress this scrap cluster, and then I will put the Tim Holtz flower over the top. And I really would like to distress this, really distress it, and see how this looks. It's like I said, I have an entire basket of those, and I really want to use it. Now we don't need this. we can get rid of that. So now we've got our clean surface. We've got our scrap clusters here. We have our bags. And we are going to put this pink one down like that. So I'm going to use my Fabrifix. And I don't want to hide that rose there. So this is what we have, this cluster. See how it is just all layered? This one. So now we're going to adhere these to our bags. And I think one has a lot more rusty hinge on it. So I think it is going to get this blue one. And it can go anywhere on the bag. It can go off to the side. It can go in the center. This is wherever. I think this one looks good right there. Why? Because I'd like to see this green here. We've got the green up here. And so I think I'm going to put that there. So let's go ahead and let's adhere this. I'm just adhering glue. Hopefully I'm in camera. You know, just a little bit offset. Maybe a little higher. So we have vintage book page on this right here. We can see our vintage book page. We have a cute label, and we've got a crunchy, just a great bag that you could adhere this whole back into a journal on a page and insert a tag in here. And this is, I mean, it's just cute. It's, why not? You already have the scraps, and that's the whole idea. You already have them. So, I mean, you can either choose to toss them or create something fun with them. And there's no right or wrong. It's whatever you want to do. I mean, maybe you don't want to keep scraps. It's just another container. It's just more stuff is what it is. Just more stuff. And I went in the garbage after I watched her video, and I thought, yeah, I mean, clusters, I think if you start making clusters, you'll get hooked. You really will. You'll just want to make more and more. And believe me when I say a little piece like this, that we wouldn't even think twice to throw this out. But I think when you're doing clusters, you don't want to throw it out. And I think scrap wise, I mean, look at this just came to me. This is cute. Just adding that there is cute. It adds to it. So you could keep going and going. You know, that's cute. I mean, it just adds. So, you know, I'm sitting here talking to you, and I'm looking at that, and I'm thinking that's just really cute. And then we have this little piece here. What would that look like if I just added it? Let's just add it and let's see, because what can happen? Nothing. Maybe I won't like it. That's okay. It's going to be great in a journal with a tag in it. So let's check this out, and then I'm going to show you what I am going to be giving away on Friday. And I will be giving away an index card every week for the rest of the year. And at some point, because I'm on week 19 of this year, I'm going to either have to extend it or I'm going to have to give away more than one. So here I just added another scrap. And look at that cute, guys. I mean, seriously, let me know in the comments what you think about this. It's just, you know, it is what it is. And here's the bags that I did earlier. Just really, really cute. So now I am going to be starting kind of having a little ephemera pile, which is not anything that I have ever done before. And then I've got these clusters here that will go into my ephemera pile. And this guy needs a label. I'm looking at this and thinking this is not finished. This needs something. But yeah, I'll finish him at some point. But this is what we did. So let me get out my box. Here's my index cards. These are the two. Remember I said I had to make 2 for my giveaway. This is the one that shows the week, number 18. And this is the one I will be giving away. So we need to start at the bottom of the pile because that would be week 1. So out of all of these that I have created, we are going to be giving away it's amazing to me to look at this and see what I have done. It is always this back in February for Valentine's week. Gotta be getting there, guys. We gotta be getting there. Was this week 1? No. Oh, that's right. Week 1 was lavender. Week 1. So I am going to be giving away. I need to have a video and do something with these. We should do that. Okay, I think this looks like the pin came off. So let me see. One of these. No, they don't have writing either. Okay, yep, this opened up. So one of these is mine, and one is the giveaway. So Friday, go in there. You're in there. Okay, let me see if I can figure out which one of these. And I have these on backwards, so I need to fix that. Okay, so I am giving away one of these. I have no idea which one. Probably this one. This one has more to it than this one. So I will keep this one for myself, and I will give this away on Friday. And I will, yes, I will turn this around because this is not right. Come on, Charlotte. Let's do it right. And it's got a little flower eyelet, which is so cute. So let's turn these the way they're supposed to be. And then put this in there. And get this to, there we go. Now we are right. So it comes with 2 tags. It is an index card. There's your, well, this doesn't have the lines on it. This has the lines on it, but this is an index card. And now I'm wondering, okay, this still isn't right. I don't know what it is I'm doing wrong, but it comes with 2 tags. Okay, guys, this is ridiculous. You can go back and see the video on this. If I can, I'll put it, if I remember, I'll put it in the description box. But this has texture paste and a stencil. This is Stamperia rice paper. Then I added a cute little brad there and some upholstery thread. So hopefully you can see that. So this will be the giveaway. So I am going to keep that out. And then the following week, we're just going to go backwards. I had put a 2 on here because it was the 2nd week. So yeah, we'll just go backwards. So I think what I'll do is I will put these in upside down because it's going to make life easier for me this way. And then I can pull off the top. So that is it, guys. I really, really hope that you enjoyed this. I'm going to sandwich this between some heavy books so that I can't believe the third time's a charm. Let's see. Oh, there we go. There we go. Yeah, I wondered what the heck. I'll sandwich this between two books so that it lays a little bit flatter than that. But this is the giveaway this week, and yeah, I hope you liked this. I hope you'll go grab your scraps and make some of these for yourself, because they really are great. I will see you in the next video, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great rest of your week. Bye now.